Hello, how's it going? This is ketchup, mayo, mustard. No, mayo, ketchup, mustard 1000. Mustard, ketchup, mayo 1000? One of those. One of those things. Anyways, I'm here. Here to break down UFC Fight Night, or rather, Noche UFC. First, we go over last week's, or I guess a couple of days ago, Fight Night card. Did okay. Did okay. 8 and 13. Could be worse. Could be a lot worse. But yeah, let's see. Let's go over it real quick. This was obvious. Andreev Gustafsson, why? Renat sucks. I don't care what anybody tells me. This doesn't prove anything. He still sucks. Brad Tavares needs to retire. Sam Pedersen, future, what is he, middleweight? Future welterweight. Oh, shit. Future welterweight GOAT. Coal Fernandez, easy. Martin Tarbura, please retire. Brenton Herrero, please retire. Um, William Gomez, thank you for being boring. I'm just kidding. I don't like you. Um, I'll take it back. You're alright, but you are really boring. Axel Sola, thank you. Mason Jones, thank you for being amazing. Poor Paul Craig, feel bad for him, but thank you for the fights. Rufy, you suck. Please retire. Kyle Borrello. I mean, this was kind of. I feel like this was kind of pretty easy to understand. Um, Not only with like him being inactive and Imavov being good, but it's just the fact that Brazilians don't look good right now in main events. But we'll be talking about that today, about what that entails. But yeah, not terrible. Or yeah, not terrible, but I do okay. Excuse me. But yeah, this is the UFC Noche UFC first fight. Rodrigo's Cezinando versus Daniel Doncheco. Doncheco. I don't know. I'm not good at names. I'll just say that. But yeah, I have Donnell or Daniel by decision. This is pretty easy. I didn't really watch the Contender series that much, or not the Contender series. Sorry. Tough, Ultimate Fighter. Yeah. But I did see one fight, and it was Daniel versus the first guy he fought, and he was getting. I believe he was losing, and then he came back pretty decisively. So, hey, shout out Daniel. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a decision. I don't know about KO. It most likely will be a finish. Now that I think about it, yeah, I trying to do it. It's gonna be a finish. But yeah, round two KO. Uh, could go either way though. I would. This is definitely not going the distance. Not much else. Not much else to say. Um, Daniel wins. Next fight, Alice Pereira versus Montserrat Rendon, taking Pereira. KO round two. Rendon isn't terrible, I would say. It's just she's just old. Like 36 is not a good look. I guess it is kind of. In women's MMA, it's a little bit different, but then you have to take into consideration. Elise is 19. She's 19. Let that settle in for a second. Like she is 19. 19 fighting. That's impressive, but like at the same time, it's pretty scary because I don't know if she has enough credentials. Like yes, 5 wins is good, submission, KO, 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 decision, and Rendon only has one loss, and it was a decision loss, so it's not terrible. And then she doesn't have a terrible career. She's just not active. I guess something has to have been something. Pregnancy, surgery, just not wanting to be active. Like, I don't know. But she could definitely lose. I'm taking the fact that she will win just because she has so much hype behind her. At least Pereira. Um, don't get far checked in your first fight. Next fight, Alessandro Costa versus Alden Correa. Correa? Yeah, Correa. Um, taking Alessandro Costa. Costa is too good. Um, yeah, the Steve Erceg loss is not a bad loss. Amiro Balzi loss isn't terrible. He was young. Um, yeah, he was like 26, I believe. Yeah, 26. 26 or 27. So can't really blame him. He's still young, and I'm assuming on short notice too. Jimmy Flick win easy. Erceg lost not bad. Kevin Warhouse KO W. Those are his only two losses. And then you look at Korea. I heard he is a prospect, and I will give him the benefit of the doubt. He is really tall, but he's not terrible. He's not terrible. Um, yeah, he's not terrible. Um, I don't know what else to say. I feel like Alessandro Costa is levels above everybody, or not everybody, but a contender like this, because he should be ranked. I think Alessandro Costa should be ranked, like at least top 15, at least. Um, but I guess he's just not as active as he should be. If he was more active, he would definitely 100% be ranked. Trains with Diego. Trains with There's somebody else, Alexa Grasso, I believe. Yeah, and then there's like someone else. He has a good coaching staff. He just, I guess, not as active as he should be. So it happens. Next fight. Zach Reese versus Cedric Dumas. This one's weird. This one's really weird. Dumas, hear me out. Dumas is a goober. That's the best way I can put it. He's a goober. There's some fights that he should not have won. And because of how much like his like outside of the cage presence he has, it is safe to say that he's not a good person, but holy, can I not say, or can I say that he is like such a troll that like it's made me a fan, not because of that doesn't sound good, but obviously not because of like what he does outside the cage. Obviously don't condone any of that, but how unconventional he is hilarious. It should not work. It should not work at all. Like let's just go through his record. Like guillotine choke Dana White contender series. That's hilarious. Then loses to Josh Brown, who is no longer in the UFC. Should have never been in the UFC. Win over Cody Brundage. Decision at that too. Abu Azaitar, decision win. Then he loses to Rizaboyev, which is kind of a fluke loss because he literally got eye poked. That entire card, I remember, was just everybody was getting eye poked and the refs didn't do anything. Next fight is Dennis Tululin, loss. He's out the UFC. Then we have Mikhail Lajacek, but this was after he joined the Fighting Nerds. So, not bad. Understandable loss. But then you have Zachary, or I guess Zach Reese. And he's so weird. He's just as weird. This is the weird matchup. Because Dumas is a fluker. He flukes and he's a goober. Zach is just either really good or really trash. Because how do you lose to Cody Brundage by slam KO? And then he immediately beats Julian Marquez. Easily. Well, that's understandable. Cuban Missile Crisis is not good. Goes on a decision to Jose Medina, who's in this card too. Understandable because he's Literally a tough cookie. Loses to Azamat Bekoev, understandable. Wins to Desko Todorovic. Todorovic. He's later on the card too. Dusko. His wins and losses don't make sense, but they do. And then Cedric Dumas's wins and losses don't make sense either. So realistically, this is literally a battle of who can outweigh the other in the sense that who is more of a goober. Do not, if you're a betting man, do not touch this fight. You are better off not touching this fight at all. I'm telling you this. Because it could go either way with how fluky either one of them is. I could easily see Dumas submitting Zachary Reese. Or Zach Reese. I can easily see Zach Reese holding down Dumas. Or KOing Dumas, one of the two. I don't know. I'm taking Zach Reese by decision. Just because I feel like Zach or Dumas is a little bit of a tougher cookie. But don't be surprised if either one of them loses. I think that this should be a pick'em fight, in my opinion. Yeah, that's about it. Next fight. Jesus Aguilar versus Luis Gurele. Gurele? This is easy. Jesus Aguilar submission round 2. I don't care what anybody tells me. This is anybody who's on Gurele has no idea what they're doing and they're just following odds. And the reason that it went from 195, and I believe I saw in one of the books it went up to 200, 220. Don't listen to bookmakers. This is stupid. I think this is a trap line for anybody who doesn't actually watch the sport, because anybody who is smart enough should know that Jesus Aguilar, or at least watches the fights, knows that Jesus Aguilar is good. He's good. Because you look at him, right? Estevam decision loss. They were literally going back and forth wrestling wise. Someone can make the argument that it could have gone split decision, or that he at least won one round, which is impressive because Esteban seems deadly. Stuart Nichols submission, easy. Mateus Mendonça, split decision. That means it could have gone either way, but Jesus got the nod. Shannon Ross KO, thank you, welcome to the club. Tatsuro Taira submission, arm triangle choke. 2 losses. His most 2 recent losses. Everything else has been a win. And then we have like a submission loss at the beginning of his career. This is perfectly set up for him, because I will say Luis Gurele does have really, really good takedown defense. Really good takedown defense. Outside of that, though, what does he have? What does he have? Maybe outside the UFC he had hands. Maybe. Before he was drug tested, maybe. Yeah, maybe he could KO people. What are y'all thinking? Maybe it was maybe it's the fact that he works or he trains with Factory X. That doesn't tell me anything. That doesn't tell me a single thing. Cody Brundage is at Factory X. Are you telling me Cody Brundage is gonna be a future? It's good enough to fight like who's like a close ranked or like a middle of the ground middleweight. Like, can't think of anybody. Chris Curtis. You telling me Chris Curtis Cody Brundage is gonna beat Chris Curtis? No, that's not gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. Jesus Aguilar to submission round 2. Luis doesn't seem like his gas tank is good, and you can see it in the Nick Piccini win, split decision win. It could have gone either way. The only reason why Nick Piccini didn't get the nod is just because he has literally nothing besides wrestling and submission skills. He has no hands. His hands look garbage. And I will say Jesus' striking is kind of awkward, but it's enough to catch Luis, because he got KO'd by Ode, and Ode is not bad. I will say Ode is not bad at all, but you're getting caught by Ode. That should tell you a lot of things. I should tell you everything. Yeah. Rant over. Jesus Aguilar easily. Submission round 2. Maybe even round 3. Maybe even decision. I'm taking submission. I think he gets it pretty easily. And he is a dog, but he is my lock. So far. Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos. Tatiana Suarez submission round 2. Just look at the Jandiroba fight. It should tell you everything. Amanda Lemos is not Wei Li Zhang, and you can tell that from here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's pretty straightforward. She's really old. Tatiana Suarez at least tries to be active, but she did have that whole complication. No, she's here. She's here to get back where she was, and I believe it. Tatiana Suarez submission round 2. Next fight, Claudio Puelles versus Joaquim Silva. Wait, actually, let me go back real quick. Okay, the Yasmin Lucindo fight kind of looks good on Amanda Lemos' part, but Lucindo is too young and doesn't have the same pedigree wrestling as Suarez. So, yeah. Round 3 submission though. Claudio Puelles versus Joaquim Silva. I'm taking Claudio Puelles, but that's only because, and hear me out, only because he has that weird submission pull guard stance. And that's my only reason. He could easily get KO'd, to be honest. But with how weird and tricky he is and long-limbed he is, I'm taking the Puelles by decision. I don't think he's going to submit Joaquim. I don't think he's going to submit Joaquim at all, to be honest. But it's there to happen. Because, to be fair, Joaquim has never been submitted. And I don't think he's going to get submitted by Puelles. But, Puelles is not terrible. He's only gone and KO'd twice. Once by Martin Bravo. I don't even think he's in the UFC anymore. But he's not. And then you have the other KO lost to Dan Hooker. Understandable, to be honest. So, yeah. There's nothing much else to say. Reach, height, younger. Give me Puelles. I will say, though, he could KO him. I'm not going to put in that past him. Because he has been KO'd, but Joaquim Silva just doesn't know how to put it down. Lay his hands down and finish a fight. Because there were so many times in his last fight against Jakar Close where he could have won, but he just didn't put his hands to work. That's all I'm going to say. Next fight. Jose Medina versus Dusko Todorovic. I'm thinking Medina decision. I don't know why anybody has him. The only reason I could see is maybe because he has KO power, but then you're talking about Jose Medina, and the only reason that Jose Medina lost was because of that knee, because I guess his weakness is his body, which I don't know why nobody's ever understood that. And because of that, I'm taking Jose Medina. Medina wins this decisively. Dusko is just... I feel bad for him, man. He should not be anywhere near the sport. Not because he's bad. It's just because of how much he gets caught. KO. Decision. KO. And he got beat to a pulp by Zach. Yeah. This is sad. Yeah. I'm taking Medina decision. That's what I have. So there's not enough, or there's not a lot to say about these fights closer to the bottom, because it's just harder to really tell you the truth. But I'm telling you now, Medina. I mean, if you've watched the fights before, you have seen that he's a tough cookie. The only reason you can tell, the only reason he lost here to Ateba Gautier is because of his body. He's just because of how pudgy he is. His body is his weakness. So, yeah. I will say maybe because he's cutting down to lightweight, he could be a little bit more susceptible of being KO'd. But I don't think Dusko is any better. So yeah, Medina KO. Sorry, Medina decision. Um, for Dusko's sanity, I hope it's a decision, not a KO. Next fight, Santiago Luna versus Kwang Le. Um, or Kwang Lee. Kwang Le, I believe, is what it is. Santiago Luna by decision. I will say though, it is kind of weird, and this is pick'ems. This is pick'ems. I will say. Um, I will say Santiago Luna has a good chance of winning, just because he has Diego and Alexa Grasso and Alessandro Costa in his corner. But I will say Kwang Lee is a little bit weird with how he fights, because he did get that submission to Bolianos, which is surprising. But Luna doesn't look like a scrub on the floor either. I mean, he's gotten his submission wins off. Um, and he does have hands. Um, so yeah, I think and height advantage. Oh, but he is going to. I think just because it's like the Mexican card, I believe it's Santiago Luna winning. Um, yeah, and I think he just seems more determined, especially he seems like he has more hunger in his eyes. Kwang Lee looks like he's been here. He's just happy to be here. No, well maybe there is hunger. Who knows? Excuse me. But I think Santiago Luna has that hunger in his eyes, and I'm taking him by decision. But definitely could be. Actually, I'm taking him KO round two. KO round two. I'm sure Diego has probably drilled the KO, and Costa has probably drilled submission into his mind. So yeah, KO, and he has the age advantage. So taking him on that part too. Or rather, the age reach advantage. I don't know what the word is. I don't know what the word. They call it something. I think it's age edge. He edges him in reach. I think is what the word is. I don't know. Anyways, Alexander Hernandez, your time has come. I really hate you. I do not like you. Why did you ruin my goat, Chase Hooper, with a KO? I hate you. Diego Ferreira by KO round one. This is easy. No, this is not fueled by hatred or bias, as you can hear by my tone. This is just because Diego is actually decent. Um, he's good. I think he's good. I think Diego is actually pretty good. His losses aren't terrible. And he has fists of actual steel in his hands. Because you don't just, I mean, you can just KO Michael Johnson, but you don't just KO Mateus Rebesky. You don't. Look how tough he is. You know? Then Garrett Dawson's decision wasn't terrible. You know, that's understandable. He wasn't even, I don't even think anybody had chosen Diego. Maybe somebody who thought he was going to catch him. Because Grant did get caught by Bobby or King Green. But, yeah, I think Grant learned from that loss. Let's try to be a little more cautious. And then Mateus Gamrot KO'd. I mean, it's Gamrot. It's Gamrot. You know, you can't really blame him. Gregory Gillespie. He's not even in the UFC anymore, so I can't really blame him. But he's just a dog, man. I don't think people. I think people underestimate Diego. Split decision, lost to Benil. Could have gone either way. Literally could have gone either way. Like, I don't know. People just don't. I don't know what else to say. I don't think people understand how much of a dog he is. And I don't trust Alexander Hernandez, dude. I don't know why he won against Chase Hooper. He is not good. I don't care what anybody tells me. He is not good. Lost to Billy Quarantillo by KO. Lost to Moicano by sub. Understandable. Lost to Damon Jackson by split decision. Lost to Bill Algeo. Lost to Drew Dover KO. That's understandable. Like, he's not good. I don't care what anybody tells me, he's not good. And why is he having a second resurgence of his career? Should not be happening. Diego, please KO him. God. Next fight. Kelvin Gastelum versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Stoltzfus. Taking Gastelum by decision. You can't KO Kevin. So anybody who has Dustin KO, why? Um, but I will say he will get definitely KO'd one way or another. Maybe even decision. I think he's gonna get decision, to be honest, just because of how he fought and against Ruziboyev, looked pretty impressive. But taking Kelvin by decision, he doesn't have that like power, that KO power, for some reason anymore. Or rather, it's just his boxing is just too slick. It's too much technique. Way too much technique. But I think he wins. Um, to be honest, I'm looking at his record. Jesus Christ. He's been at it for a minute. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Hmm. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Hmm. Yeah. Kevin Gastelum decision. Um, he's a war-torn veteran, but Stolfus is trash. I don't care what anybody tells me. He is trash. I won't. Okay, I won't go as far as saying he's trash, but he's just not good. He's not. 3-6 in the UFC. You see, there is a pattern though. I will say there is a pattern. The pattern is win, loss, or loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Could Kelvin break that little back and forth? That's all I'm gonna say. I think he will, just because it's either one of them needs to win to break that that like that back and forth. I think Kelvin deserves it. So, give me Kelvin. Kelvin decision. Yep. Next fight, Jared Gordon versus Rafa Garcia. I have Rafa here because I had picked this a long time ago. I think this is Gordon by decision. He's 37. Okay, I understand. Well, Rafa just isn't that good. Look at his wins. Clay Guida, old man. Maheshate. I don't know what Maheshate is doing with this career, but he fights so weird. Vince Pichel, old man. Grant Dawson, someone of his age, he gets KO'd. Probably, and that was the most impressive KO by Grant Dawson's career, and that says nothing, or that says a lot because Grant Dawson doesn't get KOs. Jakar Close decision. It's Jakar Close, can't really blame him for that one. But I will say Jakar Close is also around the same age as Jared, so do with that what you will. But yeah, I feel like Jared just gets robbed almost every fight. Patty, he got robbed, sadly. King Green, no contest because of the head collision. Mark Madsen, KO, that was really impressive. He arguably, I had Nasserat on this one actually, funny enough, but I do think he won that fight decisively, in my opinion. So I feel bad, but he can't do much. Diego Moises KO, that was impressive. Jared Gordon still has it at this age. Let's see if he can prove himself. Hopefully he does. I do hope he gets the win by decision. Could definitely KO him though, but I'm taking him by decision. Next fight, Rob Font versus David Martinez. Why is this co-main? I know this was supposed to be Raul, but why is this co-main? Anyways, decision, Rob Font. There's a pattern in here, and I hope someone notices it as well. But I'm going to take Rob Font to win by decision. Not to say that he won't. Not to say that he can't KO David Martinez because I'm sure he can. I don't think. I think David is untested, chin wise, in my opinion. But I think Rob Font wins this. Yes, he's 38. Okay, it's the year of the Unk. You know, people don't believe it, but I do. But look at his reach. It's a 4-inch reach. Oh, excuse that. It's a 4-inch reach. Oh, excuse that too. It's a 4-inch reach. Right. So you have 4 inches of reach. That's one thing. I will say David has the age advantage, but the height advantage doesn't say much. But this is where it comes into play. Is the record? Raw Fonts wins currently go by Adrian Yanez KO. Understandable. Then he goes Corey Sandhagen loss, Figgy loss, Kyler Phillips decision, John Matsumoto decision split. So could have gone either way, but it went for Rob. What is something you notice here? These three fighters and how he lost these two. These are three young guys, three young prospects. And he only lost to Figgy and Corey because they held him down. They held him down easily at that. Like the other two most recent losses from Rob is Jose Aldo, understandable. Cheeto Vera, also understandable. But then you have Yanez, and he came back with Yanez, lost these two, came back. David Martinez, well, is really impressive. I don't think he wins this just from the Simon Oliveira win. It doesn't really prove anything. And going off of John Matsumoto and Kyler Phillips win, these were impressive. These were impressive. Mind you, this man was 37 at the edge of these fights. That's impressive. I'm taking him by decision. I think he's going to just do what he does best. Point fight. Maybe he catches Martinez, but I think he points fight him easily. So, raw fight by decision. Yeah, that's just the name of the game. Next fight. This is what I was mentioning earlier in the video. It's gonna be John Silva KO round 2. John Silva is the only good fighting nerd, and I've always believed this myself, but I've never said it out loud. And this past Saturday just proved it. Kaio kind of got lucky with a lot of his matchups. Same for Prates. I think Prates is like right below John Silva just because he fought short notice for Ian and almost finished him. But Rufy was not good. Was untested. Pretty much untested. But you look at this fight. John Silva and Diego Lopez. I have a hot take about John Silva. And that take is that I think John Silva could easily beat Ilya. Like, he would dog walk Ilya. Just because of how he fights. He's like, I wouldn't say the antithesis, but he's damn near the antithesis of Ilya. In the sense that he's a more calculated version of him. And a lot better version of him. And you can just tell by the way he fights that this is true. Look at how much he taunts. I know I'm considering taunting into a breakdown analysis, but like, think about it. Like, you don't just taunt if you're bad, you know? Like, that's something that oozes confidence. You ooze confidence if you taunt and you win. The Melsic Bagdasarian fight literally proves this. Where else did he do that? I swear he did this one in one of these two. In the Charles Johnson or the Drew Dober fight. I swear he did that. But also in the Bryce Mitchell fight. How do you finish him by ninja choke? That was insane. You don't. The way he got that choke was actually really good and impressive. This one's easy. It is easy. This is an easy John Silva fight, just because of how technical he is. Look at Diego Lopez. Look at how he fights. He goes. Sadiq Yusuf is the perfect example of this. He literally goes in there, throws punches, in a flurry, retreats, jabs at distance, keeps his opponent away, catches moment, slips in, and goes in for another flurry. That's just how he fights. Sometimes he'll throw in a takedown, but as of recent, he does not do that. I thought Diego was going to win against Alexander Volkanovski. But then you have to. This is where the esoteric part comes in. But you have to realize there's only four, I believe, champs that have been featherweight champs in the last 10 years, I believe. 10, 15 years. Maybe not 15, but in the past few years, yes. It's been Ilya. It's been Ilya. It's been Alexander. It's been Max. It's been Connor. And it's been Jose. I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's those five. Think of if, like, from between these two guys, do you believe either one of them is to that caliber? Diego Lopez just proved he's not. John Silva has proved he has, in my opinion, from his I think 5 fights that he's been in, 6 fights maybe. Let me see. In his, including Dana White Contender Series, and his 6 bouts that he's been in the UFC and Dana White Contender Series, he has proven to me that he is definitively a threat to anybody. Featherweight, lightweight, potentially even welterweight. That one's stretching it, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't think any lightweight going up to welterweight does good, in my opinion. Hint for JDM and Islam, but I think John Silva easily gets this, easily. That's why I have a KO round 2. And to be fair, I do feel bad because I like both of them. I do like Diego. I do like John. But I think it's pretty clear who is going to win, and that's John Silva. This is how I picture it going out or happening. Diego will go in there as per usual. Go in there, throw in some flurries. John will be tactical about it. Catch him with a good counter, as Volkanovski was doing the entire time, and just pepper him slowly but surely. Just pepper him, get his chin, and get him just hit him consistently, get him tired, and then he'll get that. Somehow he'll just get that lucky shot off, and you know exactly what I'm talking about because he did this against Drew Dober, he did this against Weston Wilson, he did this against Charles Jourdain. He did this against Bagdasarian. He did this against Bryce Mitchell. He just gets a perfect moment and just either latches up to submission or gets the KO. Literally. It's every single time, without fail, it's happened. Like, Jourdain, I think it was an even fight, if I remember correctly. It was like pretty even fight. And he just catches him in like the clinch. Drew Dober literally did that spinning elbow, cut up his eye, won. Melsik Bagdasarian, he literally taunted and then knocked him out. Bryce Mitchell, he caught him on the cage, caught him, or rather, John was on the cage and caught him, caught his neck, and choked him. I believe that's how Diego loses. Diego's gonna lose by KO. He's been KO'd twice. Once by, where is it? He lost to, or he got KO'd by a dude from Young Eagle. I don't think why was he ACB? Amir El Sorakaviv. Elzarkav. Elzer Elzarkaev. Elzarkaev. I've seen the clip. He gave up. Um, or I believe it. He gave up in that one, or the other two losses that he has. Um, but like, I have no idea what else to say. Like, I think this is John Silva's time. Yeah, there's like no other way of putting it. This is John Silva's time. I think he wins this pretty decisively. KO. He's gonna catch him. Obviously, it's gonna be one or the other, but he's gonna catch him by KO. Just because of the way he fights. And like I said earlier, Alexander proved this. He literally just counters him the entire time, and that's how Alexander won. Diego gets frustrated, starts throwing more, leaves his guard open, gets caught. John is gonna capitalize off of that. Alexander's old. Of course, he's not gonna capitalize on that. If he was younger, yeah, I'm sure he would. But it's not the same anymore. It's not the same Alexander Volkanovski. That dude's old. We have John now. This is the new featherweight champ, basically. Because Alexander's going to win against Lerone Murphy. I don't care what anybody tells me. And then from there, we're going to have John Silva versus Polk. Maybe like early. Not maybe early, but like March, April of next year. John Silva beats him by KO. Maybe submission. Sorry. John gets the belt. Maybe fights like one other person. That other person being, or I guess he defends the belt once. I don't know who it could be. But he defends it. Goes up to lightweight. Hopefully by then, the whole lightweight situation will be figured out. Gets that belt, and yeah. I hope he chases down Ilya. To be honest, I think this is the only guy that beats Ilya. Sorry, this is like getting into a rant, but yeah. John, KO. Welcome to the big leagues. Yeah, that's what I have for today. I'll go over who I have. I guess like confidence. I would say that this is like a high confidence Daniil. Elise, I would say like low to medium. I would say just low because she hasn't fought UFC caliber yet, so low to medium. Alexander Costa high. Pick 'em. I don't care what anybody tells me. If I could pick neither, I would pick neither. Lock high. I would say low. Medium. What is this? That would be. I would say like low, just because it's like a short notice fight. Medium. I would say high. This would be medium. This would also be like medium, and then lock. Yeah, that's what I have for today. Thank you for watching. Yeah, that's what I have. You know what? Take everything back. Dumas by decision. If he loses, that's on me. Rest in peace to my record, but I don't care. I kind of want to just go for it. So yeah, that's what I have for today. Thank you. I still pick 'em for the Dumas and Reese fight, but that's what I have for today. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.